Alright, this is the first video going over the background information so you can understand what our founding fathers are thinking at the time we created the Constitution. We came out of the Articles of Confederation, which didn't work, so we went to a Constitution, and here's where we are with that. First of all, you got to realize that as they write the Constitution, these words have meaning. All words have meaning and are chosen for a reason. You know, we have global warming. It used to be global warming. Now it's global climate crisis. You know, we're trying to scare people more. So we pick words for one of two reasons. There's the denotation of a word, which is the literal meaning of the word, the one that's in the dictionary. That's the denotation. So when you remember that, denotation, definition, they both start with DE. And the connotation or the feeling or association a word has, you know. Bomb has a different connotation than explosive. Even though they say the same thing, they have different feelings. And that's a lot of the time based on cultures, and words will be chosen for different reasons depending on the culture. So you have denotation, the literal meaning of the word, and the connotation, the feeling or association a word has. Next, we move on to characteristics of a nation. Every nation out there has a territory, a defined territory. The United States has a defined territory. Minnesota has a defined territory. Blue Earth County has a defined territory. St. Clair City has a defined territory. That's one of the characteristics of a nation. And these were all different sized nations at one time throughout world history. So a nation has a defined territory. Secondly, they have people. Each one of those, the United States, Minnesota, Blue Earth County, St. Clair City, have people. It has to have people to be a nation, some sort of people. It has some internal cohesion. We are citizens of the United States. We feel a cohesion being a member of the United States. We have a cohesion being a Minnesotan. We have an internal cohesion. We're better than the Wisconsin cheeseheads. And we have an internal cohesion at the St. Clair City level. We tell people, where did you go to school? We went to St. Clair. So we have that, and those are characteristics of all nations. External independence. The United States doesn't rely on anybody else to take care of them. Minnesota doesn't rely on Canada to help it out. They have external independence. Blue Earth County has external independence from other counties, and St. Clair City has external independence from other cities. So you have to have that external independence to be a nation. And finally, what we're going to talk about most in this class is some form of government they have. It has some form of government. Whether it's a king, a queen, 10 people ruling, or 435 as we have. Government, characteristics of government. A government is a vehicle or a mechanism for group decision making. For the test, it's going to be a vehicle for group decision making. How are decisions going to be made for the people of the United States, the people of Minnesota, the people of Blue Earth County, the people who live in St. Clair? It's just a vehicle to make group decisions. The government exercises power over those decisions. They can force you to do that. They have power. The police have guns. The federal government has a military. The state of Minnesota has a National Guard. They have power to enforce those decisions. But what a government has also is authority, possessing authority to coerce specific conduct. If we don't do something, the government is going to exercise power to make sure we get that specific conduct they want us to do. They want us to drive 55 miles an hour. When we don't, they have the authority to stop our vehicle and give us a ticket. We pay a fine and we go about our day. But they have the authority to do that. A criminal has power over you when they stick a gun in your face and say, "Give me all your money," but they don't have authority to take your money. They don't have any way to coerce specific conduct, so they don't have authority to take your money. The federal government has the authority to take your money in income tax. They have that authority, and we've given them that. Authority is the right or permission to exercise power. And we've given the federal government that power. We've given it by ourselves. It has to be granted by self. Others can't give your permission. I can't give permission for you. You can't give permission for me. So if you do that, you have no authority over me. We have to do it ourselves. And we have, given the federal government, state government, county government, and town, city government authority. The authority has to be given before it happens. They can't have authority to do something after the fact. And finally, has to be free, has to be a free choice or voluntary. Has to be a free choice or voluntary. We can't say we're going to kill your kids unless you give me the authority to do this. That's not free will. It's not real authority. They have power, but not the authority to do it. So it has to be free choice or voluntary. Power, things about power. Power is only effective when the person who doesn't have it recognizes it. It's only effective when the person who doesn't have it recognizes the power. A criminal has power when he sticks a gun in your face. You recognize that there is danger, he has power, and you may comply with his wishes. He doesn't have the authority to take your money, but he has power over you. Power is only effective if you have something to threaten with, and you must be willing to use it. It's not any good if you don't have anything to threaten with, but even if you do have something to threaten with, you must be willing to use it. And then finally, the threat that comes from, I'm going to use power over you, the threat must be something the person or group values. And we'll talk about that in class, but the threat must be something the person or the group values. Thank you. Good luck filling out the worksheet, and I'll see you in class.